Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thousands of memories are created and captured in each photo taken on your magical vacation. We proudly present Capturing Magic, where we help those moments live on forever.
Welcome to Capturing Magic. I'm Steph from CapturingMagic.me and TheDailyDigi.com. I am here with my co-host, Brittney Leavitt, who can be found at BritishDesigns.com, where she creates digital scrapbook supplies. Hi, Britt.
Hi.
And we have joining us today Shannon Albert, who can be found at wdwprepschool.com. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And let's share with our audience a little bit about your site. It's familiar to them because I've used articles and different things on your site as pics before. But how long ago did you start your site?
I just had the 1-year website anniversary a couple of weeks ago. So just over a year ago, I started it on Mother's Day.
Oh, exciting. How fun.
I thought it had been longer than that. That surprises me.
Yeah, just a year. You know, when it's new, I think it's beneficial to not necessarily reveal that, hey, I've only been around 2 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been just a year now.
Yeah, I was really surprised when I saw how much you have going on there that you were only a year old. So you hit it well.
Right. Great. I mean, I think the other part of it is that I try to make the content evergreen. So even if I wrote it 10 months ago, I go back and update it so that it's current. So I don't necessarily want everybody to know the dates because I want it to be relevant always.
I do that same thing with the dates. So that, because a lot of times people will discount things when they see a date on it and think, oh, this is too old. But when you go back and update stuff like that, it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't. And that's why I hide the dates, because I want it to be relevant forever.
Yes, that's perfect. So you have some big news actually too about your site.
I do. For the past year, I've actually held a corporate job in addition to running the site, and each one is really full-time hours. So I'm basically in a permanent state of fatigue. But I recently decided to turn in my resignation at my corporate job, and so that will end at the end of June. So I will be full-time on the site, and I'm so excited. And I think, Stephanie, you and I have spoken before about how I can't wait to have my own podcast someday.
Yes.
And so that'll free up some of my time, and I can pursue some of those things that I haven't had time for.
Some of the bigger dreams, which is really exciting.
Yeah, yay.
Congratulations on all of those. It's going to be fun to see what you do next because, I can't believe that when I found out that you'd been holding a corporate job too, plus, family life and traveling a ton to Disney World. That's got to be crazy.
Yeah, I know. I always sound like a big ball of first world problems because I'm always like, I have so many trips to go on and I have my, but it's nice problems to have. But anytime you have that much stuff going on at once, it can feel overwhelming.
Yeah. It can get overwhelming really quickly, for sure. Mm-hmm. So you you're in between trips. You just got back from a trip with your mom, right?
Very good. Yes, that was my first childless trip was with my mom, and it was fantastic.
Wow. That's great. Yeah. And you did Flower and Garden.
We did. We were Flower and Garden Festival, and we stayed at the Beach Club, and we were there for about 4 days. I honestly didn't think she was going to do very many things because even as a child, my dad rode things with us and not my mom, but my mom did everything.
Oh,
she did roller coaster, she did Tower of Terror, she did everything.
Wow.
So, I know. She didn't do it when she was 40, but she's doing it when she's 60. So
go, Mom.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was amazing. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And then you've got a daughter that just graduated. And I guess are you going for graduation to Disney World too, or is it separate?
It's not exactly because of graduation. This will be our third time traveling this week. Because we just like to go right when school gets out, right before the rest of the country gets out, mid-June or whatever. Yeah. So we just like to take advantage of this sort of in-between period before it gets to be, maximum capacity. But I do have her Mickey graduation ears for her to wear, and she's had the same boyfriend for over 3.5 years, and he's going, and this will be his first trip. So it is our graduation gift to him to go on this trip with us.
Fun.
Very cool.
That will be a lot of good times and good memories. And so typically when you go, have you been to Disneyland?
I have. I went one time, and it was only because an airfare deal opened up, and I lived in Kansas at the time, and it was like $35 each way or something like that. I know. It was, this airline had just launched, and so they had this crazy deal, and I went to sign up for it, and I thought, okay, I'm going to take advantage. And the only catch was you had to leave on a Wednesday and come back on a Saturday, so it was a very quick thing. And so I thought, okay, that's enough time to do Disneyland. And my son and I went, and I was a little bit snobby ahead of time because I have done Disney World so many times, and I know how much bigger it is. But I'm telling you, it was one of my favorite trips I've ever taken. It was so much fun. I just loved it. I think it's great. It's its own thing. And I think the smaller size is actually beneficial in some ways.
I agree. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. They're definitely different. And there are things that I love about each of them for different reasons. For sure. So when you typically go to the parks, it sounds like you're going with a whole mix of people.
Well, it's usually my family of 4 or just my son and I. Because he and I are the annual pass holders, and my husband and daughter are content to go every other year. So they like their trips, but they don't want to ruin it and get tired of it. So my son and I tend to go more often, and but it's usually with my family. And I did go with my mom, and that was my first childless trip. I've gone with my son, my best friend, and her daughter. And we've gone with other family. We've rarely gone just as our family of 4. I'm not even sure we've ever done that. Just our family.
Really?
It's always been other people. My husband is one of 7, and they like having me go and plan the trip for the group. So yeah, it's usually a mix, but it's fun. Usually the kids are involved.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You're doing big family trips like Britt does then too.
Yep. I was going to say, we have to if we want to go with just us, like just me, Josh, and Scarlett, we have to make a point of like going a few days early or staying a couple days after, because otherwise it just ends up being a big group trip because everybody always wants to go. So we're like, what are we going to say? No.
Right.
And we all live all over the place. And so it's sort of a nice chance to get together and do stuff. And also I have the older kids in the family. And for me, it's fun to see the little kids doing things because I'm out of that phase now. Yeah. So it's really fun to watch them, get mesmerized by characters and all the stuff that my kids are sort of over.
Right, exactly. Well, that brings us to our topic today, which is creating magic while celebrating in the parks. And I guess it doesn't really bring us to the topic, but it reminded me. That wasn't the best segue I've ever done.
Good try.
But it reminded me because you're talking about watching the kids as, different magic things happen in the park, and it's always super fun. So we are talking today about creating extra magic while you're in the parks, but we're talking about celebrating. And so I'm excited because I haven't ever been to the parks really to celebrate anything. So I can't wait to hear what everyone has. Have you, Britt? I'm sure you have.
Well, yes, my husband and I, before we had Scarlett, we kind of got on a system where almost every anniversary we would go to Disneyland because it was October, it's a slower time, and it was like the time we wanted a trip. So we started going almost yearly for our anniversary. And then we've been for not my birthday, but for other people's birthdays and things like that. So yeah, we've celebrated.
Super fun. And then have you celebrated things at Disney World when you've been there, Shannon?
I actually haven't, but my kids are spoiled. And so we end up doing a lot of these things just for the heck of it.
I know.
It's just like, hey, we're on a trip. Here's a fun thing that we're going to do. So I always try to add something new to every trip. So a lot of these things I've done just because of that, but not necessarily because it was a birthday.
Right. Right. But a lot of them are things that people could do if they're going to be celebrating. I'm excited to get some ideas because I'm hoping to do a big trip for my birthday, my 40th birthday coming up sooner than I want. So.
I know. Every time you say you haven't done a celebration there, I think, oh, you're going to do your 40th, right? Like that's the thing.
I'm worried that I'm going to jinx it and something will happen, but you never know. I'm crossing my fingers for it. We're starting to plan a little bit.
Good.
It'll be fun. Okay, let's start, Shannon, and jump in with some of your tips and suggestions then for creating extra magic when you're celebrating.
Well, my first idea is actually something I think you guys kind of alluded to on a recent mini episode, and it is in-room celebrations. So Disney Florist is the only vendor that can actually go into your Disney resort room and deliver something like flowers or gift baskets or whatever. But another thing they do is in-room celebrations, and they decorate it completely. There's banners and there's plush animals and there's treats, and the door has something across it. And you can do it for lots of different things. So you can do birthday, Halloween, Christmas. We're actually doing Mickey's Grand Welcome on this trip, which is just sort of a, welcome to Disney World thing. And there's Mickey and Minnie plushes and autograph books and sort of basic things that you would want on a Disney trip. And you can also do them based on themes. So there's a Pirate's Adventure, there's princess ones, and there's a romance one that you can do if you're like adults going on a honeymoon or whatever it is. Cool. So I think it's really fun because I think just showing up in your room and seeing it all decorated is kind of magical. And anyway, that's available from Disney Florist. I think they all run around $300, so it's not cheap. But I do think that even if you don't want to hire them to do it, you might take some ideas away and DIY a version of it for yourself. And that's actually something I hope to help people do for when I get back from my trip. I can say, hey, we did the Mickey's Grand Welcome, but here's a way you could do it for yourself as well.
That's a great idea. I can't wait to see that post when you get back. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
I think that's really fun. And
do your kids know about that, or is it going to be a surprise?
No. They don't know about it unless they read my site. And I actually removed them from my email list so that when I sent out the email to say, hey, look, these are the new things we're doing on our next trip, they didn't see the email.
That's so funny.
I will sneakily add them back on so they get my next email. But they don't know unless they've read my site.
Perfect.
Very cute.
Yeah. Those are really fun ideas. I really like. It would be super magical to walk into your room and just have everything all set up like that.
Yeah, and I'll say too, on like a birthday one, they have a cake and treats and Mickey ears, and so it's sort of like a birthday party. It would be a really fun thing to experience, I think.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, your next one on your list.
My next one is a company called Gifts of a Lifetime, and they are giftsofalifetime.com, and they are, I think they're often mistaken as sort of gift delivery, but they're really more event planners in that you can sort of think of something you want to happen and they'll make it happen. And I'll just want to read a blurb from their birthday section, but they can do other things besides birthdays. They say, we do not create birthday parties in the traditional sense. Our birthday events can range from a happy birthday surprise gift in the middle of a favorite attraction to a scavenger hunt where messages are hidden all around the park just for your recipients, even more extravagant multi-day races inspired by a favorite TV show or pastime. A special message might turn up at the most unexpected time, maybe in the middle of a very long line during a holiday trip. There's no limit to what can be imagined and created for you. So,
how fun!
What?
Yeah, so you think of it and they make it happen. And I think that is just crazy fun. That would be so random.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun.
It's almost like the year of a million dreams, but you control what it's going to be. And
exactly.
I want that job.
I know.
Excuse me, are you hired? No,
I think they call themselves Pixies, the people that actually pull these off.
Goodness. Yeah, how fun.
And of course, it's not cheap, and they range from $300 up, depending on the level of detail that you want.
It's super custom, and that sounds very cool.
I can totally see doing that if you were going to propose or something, because you could really arrange it however you want.
Yeah. So that's a great idea for engagement stuff.
Really good idea. Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. Next item on the list.
My next item is if you have a group, and I just talked about how I often travel with groups, and so we do often qualify as a group. You can actually rent Goofy's Candy Company in downtown Disney for a party. So you can have up to 12 guests between ages 3 and 12, and it lasts for 1.5 hours. And you can choose between 2 themes, science or princess. And you attend the party and you get to build a cup. You receive glow accessories. You get autographed pictures, games, balloons, thank you notes, gumball machines, etc. for a birthday gift. So that's sort of fun. And, if you want to all gather for a birthday party while you're there.
How fun.
I didn't even know you could do that.
You're
teaching me so many things, Shannon.
Well, I want to add that you used to be able to rent the Neverland Club, which is the daycare at the Polynesian. You used to be able to do this during the day there, and they just stopped doing that in March 2013. So if anybody reads about that online, it used to be true that you could do it there, but you no longer can. It's just at Goofy's Candy Company.
Okay, so at Goofy's, does it have to be a birthday, or could it be a bunch of old ladies like me getting together to do something fun?
All of their pricing is for ages 3 to 12, so I assume that's who they're. Just as a side note, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique didn't used to have an age range. Now you have to be, I think, under 12. And my daughter and I went like a couple years ago, and we look like complete idiots. And I'm pretty sure that they changed the age requirements because of us. Yeah.
No. That is so funny.
We look so silly with glitter all over our faces. It works much better on 3 to 12-year-olds.
Yeah. So how much is...
There was an age on that, because there was just recently, and I don't know if you guys watched that show, The Big Bang Theory. Do you guys watch that show?
My son is Sheldon, but...
that's awesome.
Yes.
But they just had an episode on there with where they went to Disneyland, and the girls all went to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and got dressed up and stuff. And I mean, they didn't show the actual place or anything, but it showed them after, like, all dressed up like princesses. And I thought to myself, can adults really do that? I don't know.
Yes, but adults aren't allowed in the parks in costumes.
That's what I thought after.
We got our PhotoPass pictures taken at the, they have that little area set up with the PhotoPass photographer at the boutique. We did that, and then we had to immediately change because you weren't allowed to go in the parks. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought that after. I was like, that's not very realistic, but very funny. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Off track.
No, you're fine. How much is it to rent out Goofy's Kitchen then?
It is $367.
Candy Company. Sorry about that. Not the kitchen, the Candy Company.
Well, it's called Goofy's Party Central at Goofy's Candy Company, but it's $367 up to 15 kids. Okay. And then if you have more than 15 kids, then it's $25 per person.
Additional.
That's not bad for that many kids.
For a birthday party that you don't have to buy anything for?
Yeah, a really super awesome one.
Yes, and they entertain the kids, and they clean up. I think it's awesome too.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, the next thing on the list.
Okay, next thing on the list is Cinderella's Royal Table has a package called the Her Royal Highness package. And so Cinderella's Royal Table, you would make your reservation just like normal, and then you would call the event phone number to set up this special package on top of your reservation. And included in this is a princess balloon, tiara, and birthday cake. And you can choose the different kinds of cake. It's Ariel, Aurora, Belle, Cinderella, or Tiana. And they're beautiful, and they actually feed quite a few people. Like your whole group would probably be able to eat from the same cake. It is $112 on top of your meal price. So it's not cheap. Mm-hmm. But you can revise the contents of the package. So, for instance, a lot of people go to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and then go to Cinderella's Royal Table and wouldn't want 2 tiaras, one at each place. Uh-huh. So you could do it without the tiara, and it's like $70, I think, if you do it without the tiara. But you can kind of customize it a little bit if you want to do that. You do have to allow them 7 days notice, which is, if you make your reservation 180 days in advance, you probably have plenty of time to let them know.
Yeah, I've never been lucky enough to plan a trip far enough ahead to get one of those reservations. One of these days. Yeah,
I did when my daughter was little, but she's not anymore. So
not as excited about going there.
No, she's not going to do that. But
is there an age limit on that, or are they going to let me do that for my birthday?
I think anybody can do it. I don't think that there is an age limit on that.
I wouldn't think so. But
which princess would you pick? Ariel, Aurora, Belle, Cinderella, or Tiana?
I'd probably pick Belle. Belle's kind of my favorite. I have a soft spot for Belle.
Yeah, she's my favorite too. I like her.
Yeah. Fun. Okay, next.
Next is the Wishes and Illuminations cruises, which a lot of people have heard of. And that's another one that you have to make 180 days in advance. But on top of your reservation there, you can pay an extra $25, and the pontoon comes completely decorated with birthday decorations. So it's just sort of a extra special touch to your cruise.
Oh, how fun. Now, let's explain what the cruises are, just in case there's people that that don't know.
Yeah, like me.
Okay, then I never know what to expect people to know already. But the cruises are they are for the fireworks. So the Illuminations show at Epcot or the Wishes fireworks at Magic Kingdom, and they pick you up. I think it's up to maybe 10 people or so, and you ride the pontoon kind of. They take you on a ride before the fireworks begin, and then they park in a spot so that you can actually watch the fireworks. The Illuminations cruises park under the bridge and actually kind of give you a front row seat, which I really like doing it because you don't have to battle the crowds or find a place to sit that's unobstructed. You really have a good seat. The only downside is that the smoke blows that direction. But, that's true of anybody that's on that side of the World Showcase. And that the Wishes one is, on the water in front of Magic Kingdom, and they pipe the music in so you can hear the music while the fireworks inside Magic Kingdom are going off. It doesn't necessarily give you a better spot because you're still outside the park, but it's a different experience. And so it's up to 10 people, and it's $346. Was that me? Sorry. $346 for up to 10 people to take those cruises. And then you add an extra $25 if you want the birthday decorations on the cruise.
Fun stuff.
So fun.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun to do at Epcot. In the Magic Kingdom, just like you said, with it being outside of the park, I'm not sure that I would want to do that one as much.
Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, it's kind of expensive. When I did it, it was much less expensive. And that's why I've had a hard time going back, knowing that I paid like half of the current price. I think if you're going to choose, the one at Epcot is the better deal, especially if you're staying at an Epcot area resort, because it's super convenient. That's where they pick you up is a beach club dock. So it's convenient to do it that way.
Yeah, and aren't there other viewing opportunities for the fireworks inside the Magic Kingdom, desserts and things like that?
Yeah, and that's actually something we're doing for the first time on our trip next week. It's a Tomorrowland Terrace fireworks party, and you show up, I think, like 30 minutes to an hour before the fireworks, and it's a buffet of desserts. And then you have, kind of reserved seating for the fireworks.
And it's first come, first served within that seating area, right? Is that right?
You actually have assigned seating at the tables based on when you made your reservation. And so, of course, I made mine right away. So hopefully that gives us a really good table. But once the fireworks begin, people tend to gravitate towards the front of the terrace. And so everybody's going to end up standing along that railing anyway.
Right.
So it doesn't bite much during the fireworks. The only downside is that it's not a good view of the parade. So if you want to see the parade, you actually will be, in this restaurant during the parade and not able to see it. But if there's two parades that night, then you can see the other one.
Catch one of them before or after or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how much is the desserts?
I can't remember offhand.
Okay.
Can't remember.
It's okay. I think I remember it not being too terribly, as far as Disney prices go, not too terribly expensive, if I remember right, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I tend to not always remember the price because I just think, oh, here's a new thing, we should do it.
And now that you've got this Disney-related business, it's a write-off, and that's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Do you have more items on your list? I don't want to just keep saying next item and then I know.
Well, that's the 5 big ones that I had. I did want to add that you can get birthday Mickey ears, on a smaller scale if you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars. They have special birthday Mickey ears, and I saw them on Amazon, and I expected to see them on DisneyStore.com, but when I checked yesterday, they weren't there. But you can get them in Magic Kingdom at the Chapeau, which is right at the entrance near Tony's restaurant. Mm-hmm. And you can get any Mickey ears monogrammed. But my suggestion is if you want that, to visit the store earlier in the day, because if they get backed up, it can actually take hours to get your monogram complete.
Wow.
So
really?
Any Mickey ear that you want can be found at the Chapeau. But if you want monogram, just allow time for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have to ask for the birthday Mickey ears, or is it something that they have out all the time?
It's something they have out. I think that's the one place where you can find all the different varieties.
Okay. Perfect. Did you want to cover do you have some tips, Britt, for Disneyland that we want to share?
The only things I really thought of we've never done anything elaborate like the things that Shannon was saying. Those are pretty awesome. We've never done anything like that.
And they don't have those many opportunities either at Disneyland, not like Disney World.
I'm sure they have some.
Yes.
I haven't really researched them like that, but I assume that there's some similar ones.
Yeah.
I know that there are similar packages you can do in the resorts and similar packages you can do at the restaurants and stuff. That you can order cakes and all of those things. But just things that we've done, like we just always make sure to get our buttons from wherever you get them from, like City Hall or wherever, for whatever you're celebrating, because then throughout your whole trip, if you're wearing that button, I just have found that we got lots of special treatment and attention. Like we would always have our happy anniversary buttons on, like through the whole trip, not just on our anniversary. And then cast members would always make sure and say things to us, and we got some special things sometimes at restaurants when we would be eating, and just things like that are really fun that didn't take any extra planning. It was just all about wearing the button. When we went to the Blue Bayou for our anniversary, and they saw our buttons, and I think they ask you when you make your reservation if you're celebrating anything, and we just told them our anniversary. And so then we got this special cake, and it had like a little Mickey ears on it. It was small. It wasn't like a big cake. It was like a little thing with candles, and we got a anniversary card from Mickey, like signed by Mickey. It was really cute. And that was just that. It just tickled me because it was totally unexpected. I mean, we didn't set it up or anything. It was just something that they did. And then also I just saw on Pinterest, and I don't know if you pinned it, Steph, or where I saw it, but it's this article from Economy Class Magic, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite Disney blogs. And they turned all their buttons into magnets for the fridge. And I love that idea, and I'm totally going to do it because I never really know what to do with my buttons, and I think they're so cute, but I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, I thought that was a brilliant idea.
Yeah, and especially that cute picture that they have on their post with the first visit of the little baby wearing her button, and then the magnet is sticking that picture up on the fridge. It, like, the first visit button is on there. It's so cute.
Cute.
So, I just thought that was a great idea. So get your buttons, and then afterwards you can turn them into fridge magnets.
Yeah, I actually did pin that one. I thought that was really cute, and it was really so popular. Cute. Like lots of people repinned it, and we're excited about it. Yeah, because you don't never know what to do with them after your trip. So that's good.
Yeah, really good idea.
And it seems pretty easy. And it's good that this person has tried a bunch of different ways, and this is the best way that works. Because then you can learn from her mistakes, and you don't have to try it a bunch of ways yourself.
Exactly. Totally. Yeah. We did Blue Bayou as well this last trip, and that was super fun. And we asked them, we wanted to sit near the ride, and so and they'll, if you're willing to wait, they're totally happy to do that for you. And so we just had to wait a little bit longer. But I think Blue Bayou is probably one of my favorite atmosphere type restaurants.
Yeah, I always recommend that if people are celebrating something special and looking for something special to do, to go to Blue Bayou. And I always do tell them to request a table near the water, and then to wait for it if they have to, because it's not usually that much longer. And you can get lucky and get a table there, but we've done it both ways now. We've been twice, and we didn't know the first time that we could ask to sit by the water. And so we didn't get to, and it was like, it's still really great, but sitting next to the water is really great.
Yeah. And I wanted to sit somewhere where I could get pictures of the whole entire restaurant too.
Yeah, it's dark in there. It's harder to get pictures.
It is.
Our pictures are not so good. But that was back when I didn't have any idea what I was doing with the camera. So we haven't been in a while. But yeah, I always recommend Blue Bayou. That's very fun. And I love that it's right there in the park. You don't have to leave and go to like the resort or anything. It's just right there.
It is, yeah. Another thing I was going to recommend for Disneyland is the World of Color dining. If you're celebrating something, it's one of my very favorite things, and I usually do it once every time we go, because it's just my favorite way to see World of Color, because then I don't have to wait for forever in line to get a good spot. And so to me, I get a meal and I get VIP seating for $30 to $40. And so for me, it's totally worth it. And I love eating at Carthay Circle. It's one of my favorite restaurants.
Is that where the dining,
You can do it in Carthay Circle or in the Wine Country Trattoria restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Wine Country Trattoria has a little bit. I mean, I guess it depends on what you think is better viewing, but Wine Country is a little closer to the front, I guess.
Okay.
But both of them are really, really good viewing areas, and I've not had a bad spot when I've
because you don't eat and watch it, right? You eat and then they take you to your VIP area. Is that right?
You eat and they give you a special fast pass because World of Color is still fast pass only, and so then they give you a special VIP area fast pass, and then you go about 30 to 60 minutes before the show starts and get in your area and reserve your spot. It just depends on how much of an unobstructed view you want, how early you go. If you want to be right up against a railing, I would suggest you go 45 minutes to an hour before show start. So if you're not too concerned about it, then I wouldn't worry about that. And then they also have dessert that you can do with reserved
they have like
seating.
A picnic one too?
They do have a picnic one for World of Color. They do. Yeah.
I haven't done any of them, but
I've done the picnic one. I wouldn't recommend it.
That's what I've heard.
The food's not good.
And so whenever you say the World of Color dining, my immediate thought is the picnic one, and I'm always like, really, you like that? Because I've always heard it's not good.
No.
Okay.
Not the picnic. It's at the restaurants.
Got it.
So you need to call and make reservations and tell them that you want the World of Color dining, and you can do at Carthay Circle. You can do lunch or dinner to get the VIP fast passes for World of Color.
Cool.
Yeah. So then they have the Fantasmic dessert thing too that you can do with reserved seating.
Done that.
I haven't done that either. But
what is that? Can you explain that one?
It's similar to the Wishes at Disney World, but it's just you have VIP seating that's reserved, and you go in, and then there's a dessert buffet that you can eat and watch Fantasmic at the same time.
And you watch it from the spot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I've sat in that area before they offered this package, because we had it's a long story, but my husband's aunt is an actress, and she pulled some strings for us and knew some people, I guess, and got us seats in that area, which was very cool and very fun to have a seat and be seated in that area. But that was before they did the dessert package stuff. So
right. So is it good viewing?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great spot because it's just right up above. It's kind of where the mixer board and stuff is.
Yeah.
It's just
in front of the mixer board.
Yeah, it's up from where all the people are. That first little step up, and I don't know. It's not really.
You're raised up higher than
than the people who are sitting below you. So it's good.
Yeah,
I think that the Fantasmic dessert package isn't a buffet. It's you get a box.
Okay.
Yeah. A box of treats and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't done it, but that's what I hear.
Yeah. I know that I saw once. I've seen both. So I don't know if maybe it was one at one point and then they changed it, or maybe I'm just imagining things too. Entirely possible. But yeah, I think, and I believe it's around $60 a person to do that.
Fun though.
Yeah.
Can that same relative get you into Club 33 by any chance?
There you go.
No.
Darn it.
Nope. Can't get us into there. She knew that I love Fantasmic, and she's funny. She just wanted to do something special for us. And so she arranged this whole thing and then went with us. It was very fun. I was a surprise, and she was all giddy about it, but it was fun. So, but yeah, I have heard good things about the Fantasmic dessert, but I have never done it. So yeah, and it's so stressful to get seating for Fantasmic that really appeals to me. Because it is so stressful. It's my favorite show. It's how you feel about World of Color stuff. I think that about Fantasmic. And so it appeals to me if I had the money to do it. And I think you're right about it's around $60. It might be a little less, but
so see, you get my reason that I do the World of Color dining, because if you could get VIP seating for Fantasmic for $30 to $40 plus a meal.
Yeah. For sure. If it was a meal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really care that much about a dessert box, but
exactly.
Yeah, I guess I could make it a meal.
There you go. Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah, super fun. And so then, and I was also going to mention, of course, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. They have all different kinds of packages.
Yeah.
And things for your girls that you could do. And there are ways that you can even, bring a dress from home to make it less expensive if that's what you want to do. We've done that before and it's worked out great. So other Disneyland special things? They used to have a birthday thing at the Plaza, I want to say, that the restaurant, but they don't have that anymore. So I guess it doesn't even matter where it was.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. They did at the Plaza. It was like a birthday party kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They don't do that anymore.
Mm-mm.
Well, I know there are. I should have looked into more. I just sort of thought of things that I have actually done, but
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of cool birthday things that you can set up and do there. My other suggestion is when we were there, I think we've talked about this on the show before. My brother proposed there, and I think I told that whole story on our Magical Story Hour episode. But just asking cast members for help if you're celebrating, and a lot of times they're willing to go the extra mile for you, or find someone who will. Or when he was trying to set that up, he went to City Hall and they took him in a little room and sat down with a cast member, and they spelled out all of these things that he could do. A lot of them cost money, there was options of I think at the Blue Bayou, if you set up this certain offer, that they'll bring you this glass slipper that has a ring in it. And, there's things you can do that are extra that cost money, but cast members are happy to tell you all of those options and things if you don't know before you get there, which he didn't. So
even calling ahead, you can probably.
That's what I would suggest.
Yeah.
But if you
YouTube is full of videos of people having surprises in Disney theme parks that I never thought of. Even Turtle Talk with Crush, somebody had a proposal there. I guess they probably just asked a cast member, "Hey, can you have Crush help me with and that probably didn't cost anything."
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Yeah, so you could probably do something similar to say, "Hey, can you wish so-and-so happy birthday," or whatever the occasion is.
Yeah. I was also going to mention the chef's table at the Rose and Crown in the Grand California. Mm-hmm. That's a popular one I hear for anniversaries and special things like that. And it's not any more expensive. You just have to get your reservation in early. But then the chef asks you what you feel like eating, and he just cooks something up special for you, and you get to watch him.
And he brings it right to you and stuff, right? That was on that. Remember, I picked that Disney World Undiscovered video.
Yeah.
That was one of the things they go into depth about, and it was very cool. It looked very fun, especially if you're a big foodie kind of person.
Yes.
Yeah, that's at the Grand Floridian at Victorian Alberts. You can do the chef's table as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, and Victorian and Alberts is an experience all in itself, even without the chef's table, from my understanding. Great for a special occasion, anniversary, all of those good romantic kind of. Right? Have you done that?
I haven't, because I always go with my kids. But I think when my husband and I go alone, we'll try it for sure.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. All righty. Any other tips? Celebration type tips we want to share?
That's all I got. Nope.
Okay. Yeah. Always I think our number one tip, probably all of us would say, is to just ask a cast member. Always ask a cast member, because you never know what you can do, and let people know that you're celebrating when you make all of your reservations for meals and for hotel and everything. They typically ask, and just make sure you tell them that you're celebrating. Yeah, you never know.
When our first trip to Disney World ever, we were celebrating our anniversary. And so and we had free dining. So on all of our reservations, we just said it was our anniversary, we were celebrating our anniversary. So almost every table we went to, there was something special set out on our table. Most of the time it was a little heart made of little Mickey confetti, or I don't know. There was just little things that on every reservation we made. So it was really fun. They always go the extra mile if they know you're celebrating. And that's why they ask. There's a reason that's on the reservation form.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Fun stuff. Okay, let's move into our picks with pixie dust then. Do you have a pick for us, Britt?
I do. And Steph, don't hate me for doing this because I don't know if I'm stealing one of yours from the future, but Steph signed me up for this really great class from Photojojo.com. And it's
You stealing my pick?
Are you picking this? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's a phonography class, and it comes to your email once a week, and it's very well written. It's clever and funny, and it's not too long where I would get bored of reading the class, or something. It was nice and short. And it's actually really good. I learned a lot of tips, a lot of things that are kind of oh, duh, why didn't I think of that?
No, that's how I felt about it too.
Yeah, it's a really good class. And it's only $5. And then when you finish, you get a $5 gift card to Photojojo. So it's basically free.
Yeah.
And then I got to gift mine. I got to gift the class. Did you get to do that, Steph?
I did.
Yeah. Is that why I got it?
No, actually, when I signed up for the class and paid for it, it let me gift the class to 2 people.
Oh, nice.
And then when the class is done, it let me gift it to 2 more people.
Yeah. I got to gift mine to 3 people. And so it's fun because then I emailed my friends and was like, if you get an email from these people, this is why, and take this fun class. So anyway, it's really fun. I would recommend it.
I'm so glad that wasn't sure if you had gotten it or not.
I wasn't getting it for a while. You asked me and I was like, no, but then I just started getting it. So I think that they start going out at a certain time.
Yeah,
they
do.
This next one starts the 1st of June, and then I don't know when the next one is, but it's great because it's not all iPhone. They kind of make sure to be iPhone and Android friendly.
Yeah, you can actually sign up for the Android version or the iPhone version when you sign up.
Oh, there you go.
But I think I sent you the iPhone version.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I liked it a lot. I would recommend it, especially if you are into taking pictures with your phone just in every day. And then also, for sure, if you're using your phone at the parks. Which, here's a funny story, Steph, you'll die. My sister-in-law just got back from Disneyland last week. She forgot her camera at home. She forgot her DSLR.
How do you forget your camera?
I don't know. But she took all her pictures on her iPhone, and thank goodness she had an iPhone 5 that takes great pictures. But I was dying. I was like, what? What do you mean you forgot your camera? So I thought to myself, oh man, if I had taken this class, I would be feeling much better about that situation. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't say how would you forget your camera, because that's totally something I would do. I walk out of the house, think I have everything, and not have my camera. One of the most important things. That's totally something I would do.
She said that she had reorganized and put her camera kind of in a new place, in the closet, and then it just kind of escaped her thought of things you need. She's packing for her 3 girls, and just, it happens. But I was like, well,
I get it.
You better be good at taking good phone photos.
I'm going to sign up for that class as soon as we get done talking, because I just love that.
Yeah, it's good.
And are you on, what kind of phone are you on? Android or iPhone? I don't remember.
I have an iPhone 5. My daughter has a DSLR camera, so she'll be taking our pictures on our trip with her camera, but I take everything on my iPhone 5, so that's awesome.
Go. There you go, Photojojo class.
It was really great, and I loved how just short. You can read it in just a few minutes, and then take the 2 or 3 points that they talk about and practice them for a week.
Yeah, and they have the special hashtag that you can, if you post your pictures on Instagram or whatever, you can see what other people are doing. And I don't know, I liked it. It felt, it was fun and easy, and I like their style of writing. It's funny,
very funny.
It made me laugh. So
after you had Nicole on talking about iPhone photography and apps and stuff, I downloaded the app she mentioned, and I spent hours putting lightsabers in my husband's hands. Because I'm like, he will love this. So I just have all these lightsabers on my camera roll.
I love it.
It's so silly.
Yeah. That was a fun episode. I did the same thing. I downloaded tons of apps and spent tons of time playing. So fun.
Yeah.
Do you have a pic for us, Shannon?
I do. I recently came across this picture randomly of this cast member posing with a child dressed as the cast member. And I thought, what is this? This is a whole other level of detail that I'm not familiar with. And so I spent a couple of hours trying to track it down and discovered that it's an online boutique of this woman who makes costumes to match cast members.
What?
And she does it for her children because they apparently want to be cast members someday. And so they get a kick out of having outfits that kind of look like the cast members, you know?
Oh
and
my gosh.
I know it's amazing. I mean, it's either crazy or amazing depending on your point of view. I don't have kids that will allow me to do this to them anymore, but I think it's fun. But when I found her, though, she has a whole boutique. She does other things, too. So she does, different dresses, shirts, whatever, that are very Disney specific. And she's only on Facebook, and it's called Pirate and Princess Couture. So if you search Facebook, you can get her page. And to order, you just have to look through all of her pictures, and she can recreate something, assuming she has the fabric available, or you can come up with your own idea, and you can just sort of collaborate with her, and she'll make it.
Fun.
Oh, my goodness. How fun.
I know. And she's a really good seamstress, and everything's really well done. So
I just looked it up. It's so cute.
mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
My youngest wants to be a cast member. So Halloween, here we come.
Look at that, the Haunted Mansion girl dress right there. It's like right on her face, on her main, what's it called? The little
cover photo.
Yes. How fun.
Pirate and Princess on Facebook. Is that what we're...
Pirate and Princess Couture.
Okay.
Yeah.
How fun.
So fun.
Yes. Great pick. Okay, my pick. Shoot, what was I going to do?
We got sidetracked.
And I don't even remember now. Let me see. I had it pulled up here on my iPad. Because I don't remember. Oh, I was going to do a post on DisneyTouristBlog.com all about Victorian Alberts. They did an in-depth review with tons of pictures, and they were celebrating. They were on their honeymoon, I believe. And all of the great tons of details and information about how everything tasted and everything. I never really had a desire to do Victorian Alberts until I read that. So now I want to do it. It would be a lot of fun.
Cool.
And of course, the photography on Disney Photography, Disney Tourist Blog is always amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. He always seems to be at a Disney park, and I'm just always shocked that he's actually a full-time lawyer.
I know, me too. I know, because they just got back from Tokyo, and then he was at Disneyland for the 24-hour event I saw on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy. Very cool, though. That's not a bad life.
No,
can't complain. So, okay, that's all. Let's go around and remind our listeners where they can find each of us. Britt?
I am at BritishDesigns.com, and that's British with 2 T's. And that's where you can find my digital scrapbook shop, my blog, and links to all the other places that I'm at.
Perfect. Okay, Shannon.
The main website is wdwprepschool.com. And then on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Tumblr, I'm WDW Prep School there as well.
Perfect. Yay. And everyone needs to check you out for sure, because it's rapidly become one of my favorite sites to make sure that I check all the time. You have great information, great tips, lots of things I never would have thought of, and lots of just very well done, very thorough.
All right. Good. Thank you. I'm glad it's helpful, even to somebody who's been there many times.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay. I'm Steph from thedailydigi.com and from capturingmagic.me, and that's where you'll find me. So if you're interested in getting started in digital scrapbooking, check out thedailydigi.com. And we are also doing almost daily posts at capturingmagic.me, where we are helping you create and capture magic memories. And we submitted the iPhone apps. Actually, they're in review right now for an update to the Capturing Magic iPhone apps. So, Disney World's in review right now. Disneyland's still waiting. Exciting.
Yay.
Yeah,
very exciting.
About time. And okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so make sure you check in the show notes to share comments with us. If you have tips you want to share, we would love to hear them, or questions, you can post them there, and you just go to capturingmagic.me and click on the podcast button and then go to this episode, and that's how you do it there. And then we also have a button on the site, a tab, I guess it is, in the upper right-hand corner. You can record us a voicemail and leave us a message. If you have a tip that you would like to hear, we will play it on a show coming up. So we would love to hear tips and tricks and suggestions and even questions, and we'll answer them on the show. Okay, that's all. Right?
I think so.
Okay, thank you, everyone, and we will be back here next time where we will be capturing magic.